Hi, I'm Taylor.
I'm Adrian.
And today we're doing
Independence Day.
Independence Day Resurgence.
Resurgence, yes.
And some news on the Star Wars and some new tracks that have been laid down for some upcoming movies.
That's right, so welcome to the Fandom Bar.
Welcome to the Fandom Bar.
The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy also mentions alcohol. It says that the best drink in existence is the Pan-Galactic Gargle Blaster, the effect of which is like having your brains smashed out with a slice of lemon wrapped around a large gold brick.
So this week's drink is the
Intergalactic Gargle Blaster.
Pan-Intergalactic Gargle Blaster.
Oh, I'm sorry, I've left out some
Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy drink, so check the recipe down below.
Because the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy just got added to Netflix and I was so excited.
Yeah, don't panic.
So good, don't panic.
So what's the news?
So the news today. Star Wars. We've had some more
Episode 8.
Spoilers from Stormtrooper Larry, who is a mixed bag because he was right about some things in the last movie. Not everything, but you know, apparently like he's on set, so they haven't found Stormtrooper Larry yet.
Because he's in the Stormtrooper outfit, that's why.
He's in the Stormtrooper outfit, that's right. Isn't there like only like 3 Stormtroopers?
No, it's a shitload of them.
So basically we've gotten some new information about Rey's like training and that, and a part of so for those of you who don't know, the planet she's on is, and I've heard so many people say it differently. I say Ahch-To.
Yeah.
Which is the first Jedi temple.
It's what you saw at the end of episode 8.
So the
Episode
7. So the old man in the first movie,
Lorsa
Tekken.
Not Tekken.
No, Tekken.
Lorsa Tech.
Lorsa. Let's just call him LS.
Yes.
He's cool. So the reason that he knew how to find Luke, or he had a map to Luke, was because Luke had actually asked him, 20 odd years ago, and that he was kind of like the historian on the Jedis, so he knew all about the old temples, about how to read the old scripts. So he basically helped Luke become an even more powerful Jedi Master and learn more things about the Force.
Because he was like one of the last remaining person with the information of
the history
of the Jedi.
He's not a Jedi, but he's just as good as far as the knowledge in that. He was even in the old, because he fought in the Clone Wars and that. He was even considered to be some like a what do you call him? Like a consultant on the Jedi. So basically, that's the first. That Ahch-To is the first Jedi temple, and Luke takes Rey, and Rey has another vision. This time it's of the past, so a boy and a girl. And a long story short, the boy and the girl are the first Jedi and the first Sith. And the girl is the Jedi, and she says, I'll be reincarnated every time that I die. Make sure that I'm trained in the ways of the Force and to become a Jedi.
The chosen one.
The chosen one. But in saying that, I feel like if there's a chosen one for the Jedi, there's a chosen one for the Sith.
Yeah.
So you've always got those two kind of opposing forces.
Yeah.
Which is pretty true, seeing as the consistency of it all. So the initial assumption is that Rey is the girl reincarnated. But apparently the girl does say, I could be a boy or a girl, it doesn't matter. So one of the things that people have been speculating is that Rey is the chosen one, but not for the Jedi. So it's actually Kylo Ren who is the chosen one for the Jedi, because we've seen Kylo have his like kind of moments of self-doubt and
pull to the
light side. He, even though he's done terrible things, he's not full Sith yet, because apparently he still has regrets about Han Solo's death, and so it's all very speculation. In that dream, Kylo Ren and his knights come to Ahch-To, and Luke apparently decimates the knights.
Yeah. Rey
forfeits her lightsaber.
Yeah, something
along those lines, which is weird. I'm assuming Kylo obviously wants it because it is.
Or she gives it to Luke.
Well, I'd say she'd give it to Luke, because if the assumption is that time has passed, so I'm saying she's probably built her lightsaber.
Well, no, isn't it? Apparently, this is meant to start pretty much not long after episode 7.
Again, like, it's all kind of like speculation and stuff. So I would assume that Rey would be making her own lightsaber, at least within this film, and I'm gonna go ahead and be the first one to say, well, probably not the first one, but it's gonna be a staff.
You think so?
I think so. It's all about, like, you know, when you build your lightsaber, it's about what's comfortable, an extension of you.
Yeah.
You know, Kylo is like crazy powerful. He doesn't know what to do with it. He's got tantrums and stuff. His kyber crystal is broken, and it's the only lightsaber where his crystal is exposed. So it's got a crack down the middle, and so it produces extra power. That's why he's got the 2 vents on the side.
That's right.
So that's a reflection of him. You know, and everyone's lightsaber is a reflection of themselves. You know, Darth Maul, he had the 2-ended lightsabers. It's not far to assume that Rey could make a staff
That's
one.
true.
She's comfortable with it. She's trained with a staff, you know, her entire life.
Yeah.
It would make sense to be a dual. Plus, it would tie in nicely because, you know, everyone was saying that Rey's staff was Darth Plagueis's saber, and, you know, everyone, that it looks kind of lightsabery, but it also just kind of looks like junk just she put together. Speculation. So that's it for Star Wars. We've been talking about Star Wars, I think, every episode because
there's always news.
There's always news.
Yeah.
Which is pretty good. I mean, it keeps me from going like, fuck, it's so far away. How'd you guys survive in the 70s? I don't know.
We didn't have internet, so we had magazines and the television.
Sticky magazines.
The telly. Music videos.
Music. So 2 different. 3 different music tracks for 2 different movies. So, the Ghostbusters new theme the new theme song was released by Fall Out Boy featuring Missy Elliott.
Yep.
He's not a fan.
No.
I liked it.
No, I'm sorry.
I liked it.
How can you like it?
Because when I think of Ghostbusters, I think of the Ray Parker Jr.
Well, of course. I mean,
but even though Ray Parker Jr. stole it from Huey Lewis.
Yes.
But at the same time, like, when you think of Ghostbusters, like, you play that today to kids, and even the kids go, oh, it's Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
So, to me, nothing will ever take away from the film. We've already written off this film, really. So, it's like, no matter what, to us, it's never going to be the Ghostbusters.
But as a song in itself, it just doesn't grab me.
No, I liked it.
As a song in itself. It's just, and then when it cuts into the Missy Elliott, it's like, no.
No, I liked it.
No. And the second song? The second
movie? The second movie is Suicide Squad. So Suicide Squad's coming out in August. Oh, well, Ghostbusters is coming out next week? The week after?
No, July.
Yeah, next week.
What's July next week? But anyway.
Because
2 songs were released for Suicide Squad.
So the first one that was released was 21 Pilots' Heathens. And I actually
good.
I really digged it. Like, it's got that kind of like grungy vibe, and
but the music video itself was like the old style, you know, they used to make when they had a big film and they made a song for the film and they intercut with scenes of the movie,
and it gives you not like a whole lot, but it gives you a better look at some of the characters and some newer kind of footage that we didn't see before. Nothing that's like too big to worthy like of a report on itself, but I liked it. Like, I liked that song. It was
pretty good.
So the second song that was released only very recently, like
it was today. Sucker for Pain.
So there's like 6 collaboration artists on it, but I know the 3 main ones are Lil Wayne, Wiz Khalifa, Imagine Dragons
with Logic, and featuring X-Ambassador. T Dolla Signs or something like that. Yeah.
Sorry to the other 3. I just don't know you as well as the first 3. But I didn't mind it. It didn't grab me as much as the 21 Pilots one does. I feel like if just through listening it's kind of more about, I feel like if I'm listening to it, it's kind of Deadshot's theme.
Yeah, I feel like it's got that tone to it.
Not just the tone, but also just because it's talking about the squad and the pain that he's going through, because Deadshot's got a son on the outside, doesn't he? Or
no, I think it's a
kid. He's
got
a small kid, and he often breaks away from them in the comics, like the Suicide Squad in the comics, to go and see her and stuff like that, or see the child and stuff. Like he's kind of more of the sane one, but
he's the anti-hero.
He's the more anti-hero than the rest of them. But having said that, like, I didn't mind the song. I still my favorite song right now for like
just in the trailer.
Huh?
For the in the trailer.
No. I was gonna say my favorite like song that I liked that was like not. It was released in continuity with a movie. It was X Gon Give It To You by DMX.
Yeah, DMX.
DMX for Deadpool. That's the best song. Jeezy up.
So we talk about Deadpool every episode.
We didn't talk about Deadpool last episode.
We mention him.
I love Deadpool Bar.
So yeah, check out those songs.
We'll put the links below. Yeah. They're through the Warner Brothers VEVO accounts.
Yeah.
The Ghostbusters one will be through Sony's VEVO accounts.
Independence Day, Resurgence.
I loved it.
Yeah. Well, I liked it.
Movie wise.
I mean, okay. 20 years later.
Mm.
You got
What have we done with this alien technology?
In 20 years, spoilers, people, if you haven't seen it. In 20 years, the world is finally at peace.
Worldwide peace.
Worldwide peace. They're using the technology to enhance.
Although I'll say worldwide peace is like everyone's American, which I don't agree with.
Well, it's not everyone's American, but like there's peace. There's no more conflict. They're using technology to better the humanity. It's like the Star Trek, philosophy of everyone works together to better the humanities.
And basically, like, in charge of the kind of movement.
They've created the ESD, Earth Space Defense.
Yeah, and kind of like the head of the science and all of that is
David Levinson,
Jeff Goldblum. I'm so happy. I was worried that it was going to be one of those things where they kill off the older generation to let the new generation come through.
There are some deaths.
Yeah, and there's moments where you're just kind of like, oh, they're teasing you, but it doesn't happen.
So the basic plot is 20 years later, the world is in a better place. They've built better defenses just in case it happens again, and then.
But they found a ship over Africa, which ships.
It's like a base ship which landed there in the first film, but we never got to see that.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, all the lights switch on.
Well, no, it's been sending out a distress signal for 20 years.
Yeah.
But it's only when the distress signal was recognised and it's taken them 20 years to get there that it becomes active and everyone's like, whoa, what's going on? Because the other thing is that the tribe in Africa like the warlord,
warlord,
a gang in Africa
who were like a resistance fighters.
Because there was an actual like alien fight on the
it was a ground assault.
So
when the humans won, there's remnants of alien survivors. So there's definitely some ground assault for a while.
Yeah.
So this African warlord tribe fought them for a lot, and they devised a way how to kill them. And there's also implications that there's psychic connections with the alien people.
So obviously some of the ones that you find that there's been people all around the world with psychic connections and that, but your three main focus is the chief warlord in Africa,
the president Bill Pullman.
And or Thomas Whitmore.
Or Dr. Oaken.
I don't know who plays him.
Brent Spiner.
Come
on, it's Data, man.
I didn't know that. I didn't know it until you told me like a couple of days ago.
Anyway, so these guys got the strongest connection, so they're all having these visions of they're coming back.
Well, actually, Dr. Oaken's been in a coma for 20 years. And ex-president Whitmore,
he's the one having the visions.
He's quite distressed. He's got a handler now. He's quite. They call him delusional and stuff, but he's really not.
And his daughter's now grown up. She's now an ex-pilot, and she's working for the new president.
Well, she quit her job as a pilot to look after her dad.
And then we see the other ensemble cast. Liam Hemsworth as the roguish
Jake.
The
love interest of the president's daughter.
Yep, and you got
Captain Hiller.
Yeah, Dylan
Hiller,
which is Will Smith's son. I mean, character son from the first film. Who's now like the leader of the ESD pilots.
Yeah, so he obviously inherited his, well, not his dad's, but the legacy of being a healer.
Because all these names, like Levinson, Hiller, these guys were the
They're
heroes
iconic
of the world. They saved the planet.
Yeah. I was kind of upset that they didn't have any word on the kids of
Ronald Case, the
Casey,
the the old X-Fighter, the old
Yeah.
pilot.
I kind of wanted to see if they
Yeah,
had, if Miguel had like taken on like, oh, I'm going to be a pilot as well. I want to
if they
help out.
joined, yeah.
But you don't actually get to see that,
No.
and I wish they did.
But you're kind of worried this is going to be another rehash, like it comes again. Of course, aliens invade again this time.
On a much larger scale.
Bigger, okay. But it's also they threw in something new. Do we want to give it away? Do we not want to give it away? Well, basically, it sets up the third one in a way that...
Which I was surprised. I didn't know there was going to be a third one.
Yeah, in a way that it's going to be an intergalactic adventure.
Yeah.
So, but as a film in itself, I mean, I love the first one. The first one was popcorn film. It had, it's like a disaster movie. It had all these characters, and
it had funny.
It was fun.
It was action.
It was.
It didn't focus too much on the drama of it all, but it had the right amount of everything.
Yeah, and
that you can't actually place it as something. Is it sci-fi? Yes. Is it action? Yes. Is it a buddy cop film? Kinda.
Well, yeah, you got those interactions. I mean, and all the ingredients were there, and one of the main ingredients was the music by David Arnold. I mean, those themes of the different characters. You got that old school feeling to it. When you watch this one, I'm watching, I'm like, where's the music? What happened to the music? And then discovered that David Arnold didn't do the score for this,
But that's for other reasons. So David Arnold hasn't actually scored with
Roland Emmerich since the incident with the Patriot.
The 90s, early 2000s.
Early 2000s.
Early 2000s.
Yeah. But the music was a main ingredient that for me hurt the movie. Like I wanted to be, cheering, but he's just like But in itself, I mean, it has some really great action set pieces in it.
My only complaint, I didn't mind the music as much, but I'm not as big on music as you are.
But that was the music is a key.
Let me finish my opinion.
Ingredient that.
No, I know. I get that. I get that. I understand. I do. But on the other hand, at least it wasn't all wah thing.
It had a beginning.
Oh yeah, but that's like Independence Day had that as well.
Not really.
For fuck's sake.
No.
I only wish that they had let Liam Hemsworth keep his Australian accent. I wish he had been Australian.
Because you see that, they've brought in China, they're connected with China.
So clearly China's been funding, or at least a
they made
supporter.
the China connection in this world. You got the Africa thing, and you could see that the world is united. So at least why couldn't we have the Australian character?
And because Liam Hemsworth, all the Hemsworth brothers and that, their accent is so it's iconically Australian. Like it's that kind of Australian that the Americans want to interpret, but they can't. Like they always go too Crocodile Dundee.
Yeah.
Or just over the top.
But they don't do that anymore
They still do.
What the
if they don't cast an Australian and they want an Australian accent, yeah, they go. I've seen ones lately that are nuts. That's why it's another reason why I'm actually excited for Suicide Squad, because they actually casted a proper Australian for Captain Boomerang.
Yeah, that would be interesting to see.
But yeah, I just wish he had, because he did things in the movies that you'd expect an Australian to do. There's without spoiling anything, there's one point where it's kind of like a new rehash in that old in the old one where Jeff Goldblum and Will Smith are at the aliens and hello.
Yeah.
And so Liam Hemsworth has his moment where he flips him off and starts pissing on him. And I'm like, that's such an Australian thing.
Yeah.
You see an Australian going, fuck you, buddy.
Yeah.
Shouldn't have done it with an American accent.
And in the trailer, I think there were scenes that weren't in the film. I mean, I saw Dylan, Captain Dylan, giving a different speech.
I was waiting for, there was one scene where Jeff Goldblum was saying to Dylan, your father would have been proud of you.
Yeah.
He didn't say that in the...
No, the film felt rushed. There was bits like, we need to get to the next thing, and but there's things that you needed to...
I think one of my main...
To feel and see, to connect with it.
I think one of the things that I was confused by is how Jake knew Jeff Goldblum.
Well, in that 20 years, Jake came along, he joined DSD, and David's been in that program, the leader for so long.
But he's been, he's been untraceable while he's been going around and stuff.
Well, it's probably in the current situation.
Well, I don't know, I just, but having all of that said, but if you love the first movie, you definitely want to see this.
Yeah, see it. I mean, it's entertaining.
I loved Older Levinstein.
Oh, David's dad, Mr.
Levinstein.
No, Mr. Levinson.
Levinson, sorry.
Yeah.
Who's that idiot driving the bus?
Dad.
Hey, there's a skinny, lanky man waving us over. That's my David. I love it. I loved it. But definitely go and see it. It's well worth it, and worth it enough for us not to spoil it for you, because I was surprised by it. I was surprised by the magnitude of it.
Yeah, it's huge.
And I'm pretty excited for the third one.
Yeah, I hope it does well, so they can do the third one and bring in better score composers. How many alien heads do you give it? No, how many Jeff Goldblums do you give it?
I think I'm gonna say 5 Jeff Goldblums.
I'm gonna give
out
it
of
4
5.
Jeff Goldblums. Yeah.
But it's just because I love Jeff Goldblum. I want all the Jeff Goldblums. I don't think there's been an episode where I haven't said what kind of a man that I'd like. If we're gonna make a list, and if anyone's watching, Tom Hiddleston, Adam Driver, Jeff Goldblum, Mads Mikkelsen. I could go on forever, but come at me.
Check out all the links down below. Subscribe. And
Follow us on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter. Send in your ideas. Send in what you want to see. I really want to start tackling cosplays too. If you've got a favourite cosplay that you like doing, send that in too.
Yeah.
Because I want to start reviewing cosplays, because Supernova just came and went, and it had some of the best cosplays I've ever seen.
Yeah, we'll be going to OzCon.
We're going to Oz Comic Con, EB Games, the EB Games convention, and Supernova Brisbane.
Yep.
So
yeah.
Yeah, I think Oz Comic Con's September, EB Games is September, October, and Supernova is November. Gonna be conned out.
Catch you next time.
See ya.
Bye.